heart-stopping moment. Benny jumped up on my table with all my stuff on it. When Sophie jumps up on something, it's like this little delicate thing. She's just like pokes around and she doesn't do. Benny jumps up on things and it's like he's like a buffalo in a china shop. It's crazy. All right, so this is what we did in the last video. Got the 2 clusters on there, and today we're going to move stuff around because I want to work on, I have these 2 specimen files I want to do, and I've already laid out kind of how I want them to go, kind of, and I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try it, and that's kind of, yeah, where we're going. Okay, so I cut using I cut out, this is just the basics for this one, and so I just put these together and ran them through the die cut machine. Okay, you get it? Same thing for this one. And then I'm going to put a piece of craft cardstock in the middle because I want them to be a little heavier duty than normal. And then I have 2 pieces of acetate. Again, it's the cake. When you buy a cake from like the grocery store or a baker or anything, they wrap the cake in this. And I got a little fuzzy. So I have that. And then I have a couple of frames that I want to do, and then all the goodies that I want to go inside it. And I want it to be kind of like a scene, I don't know, for lack of a better word. So where's my tape here? I figured I would start by hooking the adhesive down. I can hear Josh down there in the lower part of the house getting stuff picked up. We're gonna run George and Fred. They have races. They're our Roombas, and they like to have races to see who can pick up the more stuff. I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd be one of those people that had that kind of vacuum. And my favorite vacuum is our Big Shark. That vacuum is amazing. But I hate vacuuming under furniture and under beds and all of that kind of stuff. And they just do a great job of doing all that for me. Okay, so then my thought is I'm gonna put this on here, sandwich that in there, like that. But, oh yeah, I just love my Roombas. I want one of those, now that I've used them, I'd like to get one of the more expensive ones that remembers or has a better sensor so they're not constantly banging into things. That I don't like, but it's so funny. Sophie hates them. She hates them. I mean, we turn them on and she goes running because she's like, nope, don't like it. Benny, on the other hand, he comes out of wherever he is and lays in the middle of the floor, like daring them to try to move him. and they will bump into him and he'll be like, nope, not moving. And so I usually have to go move him so that they can vacuum where his butt's sitting. But it's hilarious because you'd think they'd be, wouldn't like. I tried to get him to ride it, but he would, except for the problem came that he is too big. He's not fat, he's just heavy. And so I would put him on there and he'd try to ride it because they like to ride towels and stuff around the floor when you drag them. And so he'd try to ride it, but then he weighed so much that it wouldn't carry him. It's so funny. So I think that perturbed him. I don't know, like the vacuum called him fat or something. And so now he's like, I don't like you and I will sit here if I want, which is so funny. But anyways, I don't know. Hold on. I could probably zoom in a little bit. I gotta order a mouse for my iPad. The trackpad works, but I don't like it. You don't like it. Let me move you back a bit. Here we go. But yeah, so he sits on it and it gives you an error, or it'll bump into him and he'll put a paw on it and hang on to it, and then I'll get this error, and I get over there, Roomba is on a cliff or something, and it's not on a cliff, there's just a fat cat holding it down, turd cat. But it's so funny. He's just, oh my gosh. I've never had cats before. We got these. I've always had dogs, and I've always had big dogs, Rottweilers, Labs, things like that. So these guys are our first foray into cats, and I'm hooked. A day does not go by that they don't absolutely crack me up. Oh my gosh, they're just so funny. There's just always something going on, and they're just so funny. Okay, so I'm going to put a little, I don't know if this is going to work. I've not made them like have stuff sticking. No, normally it's a specimen card, so there's like one thing in the middle. That's it. But I hear something beeping. What's beeping? Oh, I think the dehumidifier's beeping. Yeah, that's the thing about an old house and having lots of plants, is that in the winter it's cold, and so it kind of air seeps through the walls and stuff. So whatever. You ever we paid off our mortgage this last year, I guess now, and my drive to do anything to this house all of a sudden just went, oh no, I got glue on the window. Oh well, it's not about perfection, right? Whatever. Because now I'm on the countdown. How long will we be here? Not very long, because it's so weird to think that at one time we were 40 years from retirement. Now it's like right around the corner. How does that happen? Where did the time go, right? Oh, don't like that. Come off. Come off. Oh, I wanted that to go there, though. Nope. It's not going to go there, so they'll have to let that go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, retirement. Um, when we had a mortgage, it was like, okay, you're going to work till you're dead to pay it off, kind of thing. And now we don't have a mortgage anymore. And so everything's changed. And so it's things that we had planned to do are now, maybe we'll do something else. And I don't want to spend we've spent 25 years working on this stupid house. And I'm over it. I don't want to work on it anymore. I don't want to fix it anymore. I just want to do my gardening and my crafting and then move into a really nice studio apartment. One of those open floor plans with the wall of windows and a bedroom, a bathroom, and my computer and craft stuff. Oh yeah, the husband can come too. But, I want somebody else to take care of the lawn, somebody else to take care of maintenance. I have so many things when Joshua goes to buy his house. I'm going to be like, no, don't do that. Check this. Get under there and look at that, because we should have left years ago. This house has sucked the life out of us. And now I'm like, it's paid for. I don't have to worry about getting any money out of it. And I'm just gonna make it pretty. I'm just gonna make my spots pretty. It's hard to explain if you don't live here or you haven't seen it in person or you don't know the backstory on it. So it sounds like, well, God, why did you stay? It's just a humongous, it's 30 years of a long story. And so obviously you're not going to get it all. But suffice it to say, this was not our dream home, but we're still here. But it is paid for, and that is tremendous, because now we don't have to worry anymore. It was the final. I completely did that wrong. I did it backwards. Oh well, whatever. But I know how I can fix that. Not with that. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But I've learned a lot. So I will be sharing a lot when Josh goes to buy his house on what not to do. I guess you have to follow your own road, right? Whatever. No, go back here. I like the colors of these, although the words, I don't get some of the stuff he does. Come on. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta read. I'm not prepared. But, yeah, so I'm gonna spend...
It's 12:30.
It's 12:30. The next 25 years, not putting money into this house, not working on this house. These just don't make any sense. They're just stupid. I don't know if he had a point for all of this, what you were supposed to do with it, but they're just stupid. I'm sorry, but they're just stupid. I think he just made them to stuff into collages and stuff, right? Okay. So, all right. So this is what we got. Paper. And I cut this out of the middle of the paper because I wanted, here. Because there's an S right there. I thought that was kind of cool. And there's an F right there. That's funny. And then here's the other side. And that's what I got so far. And then what I want to do is I've got these little window frames. Paper. That I want to just put on the hold on, a little bit of distressing so it's not quite plain. Oh, it's on the back. But yeah, we've pretty much decided that at least we're gonna get all the life we can out of this house for the next 10 years, and then the last 5 years that we're here is going to be moving someplace else. That's pretty much how it's gonna go. I don't know what that means and stuff, but I don't know exactly when Dale's going to retire. He could retire now because we don't have any debt left. And we've got a really good 401k and other investments. But why give up free money, essentially, when you're young enough to keep working and you're not going to go take trips and do all that kind of stuff? Because although we could retire now, we're not rich. Hello. It would be... If we retired now, it would be a tight budget, but you could do it. Frame. Can you tell I'm an open book? I just have no secrets. I don't care. I don't know what would be secret about all that. I looked up on Wikipedia mortgage burning parties because I if you're on my Facebook or Instagram, Facebook, we got the final deed off of our mortgage that said, you know, it doesn't say paid in full, that's kind of depressing. There's with the frame. But it was like we had to hunt it down because they were like, oh, you want a copy of it showing it's paid off? It's like, well, duh. And so anyways, we hunted that down, and we got it in an email, and it was like, there wasn't even a congrats or all the best, or, because of course you're taking money out of the bank's pocket when you pay off your mortgage early. You're supposed to pay, your children are supposed to pay it off. Not you. You're supposed to pay till you're dead. Anyways, the Wikipedia thing was, if you have a mortgage burning party, or if you bring up the topic of paying off your mortgage, it is considered bad taste and rude, because supposedly you're bragging or flaunting your financial stability. And I thought, what? Of course I'm bragging. I worked hard to pay that mortgage off. Why would that be a bad thing? But it used to be you strove to pay off your mortgage. Now people are so in debt that most people will never pay off their mortgages. And which is sad because obesity and debt, those are the two number one things we've done to the last 100 years of generation. And the fact that it's considered negative to say, I paid off my mortgage, let's have a mortgage burning party, which the reason the joke has always been because we saw that episode on MASH that, Henry Potter, Colonel Potter, got his wife sent him the mortgage deed, whatever, to their house. They finally paid it off while he was away at war. And they set up a whole, little white picket fence and a little house-like thing, and they had a mortgage burning. Oh, I'm gonna cry! I cry every time, and he cried, and they cried, and we all cried, and it was just. And I thought, I'm doing that, not the whole white picket fence and things stuff, but I want to have a mortgage burning party. So we are this weekend having a mortgage burning party of 3, just the 3 of us. And I don't care. We worked our butts off to pay off this house, to get out of debt, to do all of these things. And the idea that because we work so hard to do it, it's considered bragging if I talk about it. Well, it's not my fault you can't get your stuff together and do it. We went from bankrupt, to completely debt-free and mortgage-free. We didn't do it overnight. It took 25 years. And the whole idea that you're just not allowed to, well, anyways. So, that's what we're going to do, because I, of course, need pictures in my fauxbonichi of the mortgage burning party that we're having, the 3 of us. So I printed out, because, like I said, it came in an email, a generic email, the deed, and we're gonna burn it, because, damn it, Henry Potter got to do it, Colonel Potter got to do it, I'm doing it too. Talk about a bucket list thing, right? But yeah, the country is set up to make it okay that everybody's in debt and okay that everybody's obese. And I find that just horrifying. I don't think we should shame each other. That's awful. Don't do that. That's just awful. That doesn't go that way. Nope, doesn't go that way either. What? Well, that's where it's going to go. I don't know why it doesn't fit right. Whatever. Let it go. Yeah, that's weird, right? It should not be okay. You shouldn't be mean. That's just not what I mean at all. But it should not be okay that people are in the debts that they are. And it should not be okay that people are as obese that they are. We should want to help them and to be better and do better. We should have options that allow them to be healthier and happier and, not broke and that kind of thing. And I think it's a testament to our country that instead of coming up with all these programs to make it us healthier, we come up with commercials and fast food, and you earned the right to not have to cook for yourself, and everybody's in debt, so don't worry about it. It's just normal, and it's not normal. And there's something very freeing about the fact that you get your stuff paid off. There's not as much fear and stress in having no debt or very little debt. And all the big magic that we did, the only thing that we did is we quit paying credit, no credit cards. We do not pay anything that you have to pay interest on. We don't use anything. If there's an interest involved, we don't pay anything on it. And we started out just putting $50 a paycheck in a savings account. And then as finances changed, we moved it to $100 a month or a paycheck, and so on and so forth. And then we get every quarter, we've just upped our our percentage going into our investment. So instead of being shocked by a a huge amount of savings coming out of your check all at once or whatever it is, we did it a little bit at a time and a little bit more at a time, and before you know it, I mean, if you can just go and do it, that's great. But we just weren't in a position to do that. And so, but yeah, I just thought it was really interesting that that's actually a description on Wikipedia, that if you tell people that you've paid off your mortgage and you want to have a mortgage burning party, there was a word for it. I don't know how to say it though. Gauche, I think. I think there was an N in there somewhere. Anyways, in literally they said it was bragging. And I find that just, I don't understand. 'Cause isn't that something you strive for? Isn't that the point? Is to pay, not to brag, not the bragging's not the point, but to pay it off and then share it with the people you care about and be proud of yourself. And maybe if more people shared the successes that they have instead of commiserating with each other about how much debt they're in. Oh, I know what you mean. Me too. Fist bump. It's like, we have a single income family. My husband sells parts. We are not rich. He does not make a shit ton of money. And we have managed to do it ourselves. I mean, we literally were losing everything when we got together. We had tens of thousands of dollars in debt, in credit cards and loans and car loans and the mortgage and equity loans, and it just, store credit cards, and yeah. So, but you can do it. It's just not quick. But if you never do it, then you never get out of it. And I think the biggest thing, yeah, I've got that off somehow. Oh well. I think the biggest thing is you just have to do it. You just have to do it. Welcome to being an adult. You just have to adult up and do it. And it's not fun. And there's a bazillion things I'd rather spend it on and all that. But gosh, I wouldn't trade being debt free for anything, and I wouldn't trade having my health back for anything. There's just nothing like it. And it's attainable. And the best part is for both of them is as you get closer to being debt free and as you get closer to being healthy, it happens as you go. It's not like you have to wait for all the gratification for 25 years. Every day you save a little bit of money, and every day you eat a little healthier, you get better, and your days get better, and before you know it, everything's getting better. There. Okay, so where's my paper? But they're just simple. I'm not trying to get fancy or anything like that. But yeah, I think that would be what I would tell people most is you're absolutely right. You are going to get out of it what you put into it. And if you decide, oh, it's too late for me to get healthy, it's too late for me to get out of debt, it's too hard, it's too much work, it's 12:45, it's too much of everything, you're absolutely right, because that's exactly what you're going to get. I just figured I had nothing to lose to try it, and by jumping in and trying it, look what we got. Yep. You have nothing to lose. And everything to gain. Ta-da! I like it. That turned out good. All right, so I'm gonna edge this one. This has turned out to be a fun project. I thought it was gonna be quick, but it's not. I mean, I guess it could be. Well, it could be one video, but I'm trying to get videos done as I have time. Therefore, I will have videos ready when I don't have time. But I'm trying to do better on that. And that's the other one. Yay! So what do you think? That looks pretty good, right? Look, that's one side. That's the other side. Oh, I should put a word, right? That one had a word, this one needs a word. Right there. Okay, hold on, we'll find a word. I could do it in black on that one because that's got a lot of black in it. Let's do story. Okay, so that gets the specimen cards done. And so we'll come back in the next video and do up the tags for it. Sound like a plan? All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here. I hope you are having fun hanging out and doing your own crafty things. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.